Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of ARCHAEOASTRONOMY from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its maker has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information. Blessed love to each and everyone. Give thanks for your presence with us. We definitely give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. We welcome you into the Tiger's Nest. Of course, this is the Tiger Zone. Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, and we are just celebrating, yes, even at this moment, the anniversary. I'm talking about the Earth Day of the Honorable Empress Menen'S, and of course, we are speaking of the Empress of Ethiopia. So definitely it's a day of celebration. As I told the Honorable Kess Westmore, a few programs ago on the House of Priests, for those who were with us, we have some major celebrations and some minor celebrations. That is not something I am celebrating. I'm just telling you the reality of what it is, So here you have the Earth Day of the Mother of Creation, Empress Menen'S, as we like to say. Haile, Selassie, and Empress Menen'S. Yes, we like to add the cliche now. Good stuff, good stuff. But yet still, you don't get the same sort of fireworks for Mama. You don't get the same sort of fanfare for Empress Menen'S. I'm positive you don't get the same recognition as you would get, of course, for the Earth Day of any of the great heroes that we admire. And of course, this, goes out in general to the outlook that we tend to have on the woman, as I said, in general. But whatever the case is, right here on the Tiger's Nest, I'm talking about right here in the zone, we are glorifying Empress Menen'S, and we are very thankful for such, and we have some mystics as always to speak about as it relates to the Earth Day of Empress Menen being the 3rd of April 1889, at least one of the days celebrated, because it's interesting, they are, we would have come across in history some historians giving Empress Menen the birthday of 1891. And of course, many of you would come across the birthday of the 25th day of March, both 1891 and of course 1889. But again, I have found mystics within all these dates. But I think as a historian, I think the consensus really come down to the 25th day of the third day, pardon me, of April 1889. And of such, this is the celebration that we are upkeeping even at this moment. Now, of course, at the beginning of the program, what you were observing there officially, this is we are officially launching our course, our Ancient Astronomy course. You would have heard us speak about this from time to time, and we're going to have the official launch for the Ancient Astronomy course. Listen to me, family, on Sunday, the 30th day of April. This is going to be an official Zoom launch. You still have time. As it gets closer, we'll be giving you more information. But as I said, this is our certified Ancient Astronomy course. We'll be launching it alongside the relaunch of our newly updated International Homeschool Program. Again, this is Sunday, the 30th day of April. This is a Zoom program. It will be also aired on the YouTube, but it will not be aired as it is being presented. So maybe a week or strong or sometime after, you will see it on the YouTube platform and maybe in different segments. But of course, you could be there live with us. There's no charge whatsoever. It's basically like an open house door, an open door policy, an open house day as such, for you to come in when we sit and we speak about the different aspects of our educational program. Education is the key, and this is presented by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. So as I said, we will be launching our certified Ancient Astronomy course. Definitely everyone would like to be a part of that. This is for the adults now. This is for the adults. This is not a part of the International Homeschool Program. This is a certified Ancient Astronomy course. We will be also relaunching, as I said, the newly updated International Homeschool Program. And we will have a very special feature on that day. Listen to this, family. You want to hear this one. We're going to have a very special feature on that day. This is when we will be premiering the brand new short documentary entitled Anu, the Ancient City. What's it entitled again? Anu, the Ancient City. And of course, this was produced and presented by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. I myself would have narrated it, but I must say that the videography and the presentation itself, the production itself, the Honorable Prince Alamasi would have definitely been at the helm of this. So this is a very nicely well put together short documentary film, family. It is about 20 to 25 minutes in length. It goes into the ancient city of Anu and the modern city of Anu. And any one of you who are if you're really interested in archaeoastronomy, because we will be doing a course on archaeoastronomy too, as well as astrotheology in the near future. But anyone who is interested in archaeoastronomy or even just astronomy and history in general, you would definitely want to be a part of that premiere. Sunday, the 30th of April. As I said, you will have to obviously contact us to get more information and to get your Zoom link specifically. And of course, as time gets closer, we'll be giving you all of that information. Beautiful. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let me just give you a sneak preview of the film Anu, the Ancient City. I'm going to start with the trailer, and then I'm going to give you just a touch of what is in store. Check it out. All right, that was the trailer of Anu, the Ancient City. Now I'm just going to give you a touch of a bit of it. Now, this is not the beginning. This is not from the start. This is somewhere in the center. Remember, it's a short documentary, beautifully well put together, I must say. And let me just give you this bit here, and you can tell me what you think. In Africa, Zimbabwe, Monomotapa, the ancient city. The Matobo Mountains, also known as the Madobo Mountains, the mountains of the great boulders. These mountains, according to the great Credo Mutra, has a connection with the astronomical clock. These boulders and heavy megaliths are said to align with the solstices and the equinoxes, similar to Greencastle Hill. Buried at the top of the Matobo Mountains is British colonialist Cecil Rhodes. He requested to be buried there at his death, amongst the boulders that aligned with the astronomical clock, because of his understanding of the importance of being buried amongst the stars. In Antigua, Greencastle Hill, Mount Anu, where the megaliths also align with the heavens and the astronomical clock. At the top of Greencastle Hill, Mount Anu, there is a grave, and this grave belongs to another British colonialist, former governor of the Leeward Islands, one Oliver Risdale, affectionately referred to as Governor Baldwin. He, like Cecil Rhodes, would have been privy to certain understanding of the esoteric world and its connection to the terrestrial plane, meaning that they understood the power of being buried amongst the megaliths and the boulders that align with the stars. All over the ancient world, and even the modern world, monuments and structures are being erected to align the deceased with the celestial afterworld. We will just leave it at that. Now, all you got to do is make sure that you are with us at the time appointed. And for sure, we will definitely, full joy that full presentation together. Beautiful. So again, that is Anu, the ancient city. And of course, all the graphic presentations, the videography, give thanks for the young Prince, the Honorable Prince Alamase, for such mighty works going through. And definitely, I'm encouraging you, even those who are watching this link right now, this video, Number one, you should, press that like button and encourage the video to go further afield. And at the same time, share the link so those who may not know what you're gazing at would also get a vibes. So I'm encouraging everyone to be a part of it on Sunday. That's the 30th of April. Make sure you get your dates straight. 3 p.m. in the afternoon to 5 p.m. This is the Institute, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, and we present Education is the Key. And we will be having the international premiere of what you just observed there, that short documentary, Anu, the Ancient City. And we will be relaunching the newly updated international homeschool program. And at the same time, we will be launching the certified Ancient Astronomy Course. So it's going to be a beautiful day. This is a free event, you just come in for free. Just get your link to come in via Zoom, sit in with us. Of course, I will definitely be there. The Honorable Empress Naya will be there. The Honorable Princess Akesha Menen'S will be there as well. And the Honorable Prince Alamase, the full force will be there with you, and we'll be having a wonderful day. An open house to the holistic knowledge arena. So again, as I said, today being the day going into the 3rd of April, as we are celebrating the Earth Day of Empress Menen'S. Of course, Empress Menen'S again being the wife of Emperor Haile Selassie I. And you could look at this on some different levels, because we did a program, I think, about 2 or so evenings ago, and that would really be on the tiger's nest, wherein we were speaking of the value of the woman, especially on certain levels. We've been speaking about that for some time now, and I even highlighted, even in Rastafari, the movement now. Ones tend to be quick to criticize Bobo Shanti for one reason or the other, for the lack of the woman. I want ones to remember, anybody that called himself Empress, that began with the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. Yes, yes, I understand that. The term Empress has always been affiliated with an empire, don't get me wrong. But within the regular scope, especially within Far Right then, or anywhere else in the world outside of a royal connection, no one referred to a next woman as an empress. It's just like no one referred to no one else as angels. Is we come and start that angel talk and yes, king and all of that. Rasta in general, I'm not taking that away. But the literal term empress, it is the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards that would have definitely imprinted that on us. You have all sorts of carnival queen and so now, Empress Sonia. And no disrespect to no one, I just showing you how far I feel the term has gone. But you better believe that it started with King Emmanuel Charles Edwards. I'm just showing you, because sometimes we tend to forget these things and disrespect the origin of it, you know. Yeah, locks, we know how it is. Anybody have locks now, even the same Empress Sonia, jumping up on stage in her bathing suit with all the glitter and the glamour. I just made up a fictitious character, by the way. I don't think there's any no Empress Sonia. And if there is, well, I'm feeling away. But I mean, as a calypso singer, but they have some Empress calypso singers though. Bacchanal, soca, broke out and wine singers, Empress this and Empress that. Yeah. Well, I'm just showing you, man. And they are empresses, Not like I taking away their true origin. They are empress. They're gods and goddesses. So it's all understood. But then now the title was designed to cultivate the true goddess in you, so that it will be exposed and show. So you expose the goddess, not expose the private parts. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So even down to the turban, I always say amongst Rastafari, again, of course, we at least I'm not one of those that judge a one because they have on a turban. I know some Bobo don't like to see other ones that are not Bobo Shanti with turban. And that is because our turban I mean, the turban is an international thing. It's not like if Rasta owned turban, don't get me wrong. But if you really do your study, the turban that we as Bobo Shanti wear, it's a very unique wrap. Not even the Orthodox Church or anyone else, Sikhs, Muslim, everyone's turban wrap. Buddhists, and everyone who wraps a turban. Baha'i, anyone that wraps a turban, wraps it different than us. They even have their own unique way. Some of them share similar styles in the wrapping of the turban, but the Bobo Shanti way, the way we do it clockwise, anti-clockwise, the way it looks, everything, it's unique to King Emmanuel, you know? So even other Rastas that wrap King Emmanuel turban, no disrespect, eh? But you should at least understand that it's not just that you're wearing a turban, because some of them man will tell you that, oh, Bubba don't earn own turban. Turban is an ancient thing, so Bubba, we don't believe in the thing, We don't believe in thing, Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I didn't ask you all of that, but I know maybe somebody just had to get something off the chest. But the point is, you at least should acknowledge that it's not just a turban you have on, designed and structured by King Emmanuel himself. Why not rap like the Arabs? Give me a Zeke rap with the little point in front and your ears covered down. Hmm? What about the Muslim rap, the mullah Umar? Or you could even keep it African too. Some of us in the Sahara, the rap and it cover out your mouth and everything. No, but you have King Emmanuel turban. So at least we should pay respect to the reality of that, where you say, Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So, at the same time, again, as I've said in the same program I'm highlighting, we show that the concept of praising the woman in Rastafari, well, I don't want to be forced to say it's Bobo Shanti first, because I'm not really into too much of that. But because for a long time, one's always tried to highlight somehow the absence of the woman in our vibration. And I think it's because of the Trinity we highlight, the prophet, priest, and king. And the 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 three male figures. And I would have gone through that how many times and explained to the congregation, especially when you deal with the heavens, which we will be going into in a few moments. It shows the two trinities in the heavens, the three male figures and the Father, Mother, and Child. And I stand for that. I myself even put on the table to my Congress members the concept of the Father, Son, and the Holy One of creation. Can anyone dispute that the Holy One of creation could be the feminine energy? And I still stand strong with my my proposal as it relates to that, because it would be mad for anyone to leave the woman out of the governing structure of the Godhood. Yeah, the governing structure of the Godhead, the feminine being. It's only science, it's positive and negative. So again, as Bobo Shanti, way before 2003, as most ones, I hear man say this all the time. It's 2003, we start Haile Empress Menen'S, Muta Barukas who strike the fire at a conference in Jamaica. 2003, eh? 2003, after 9/11. Well, listen what I'm saying. That I and I as Rastafari, as Bobo Shanti, has been hailing the woman from Bakawal, from how long? And you could hear it in our pronouncements. As I always highlight our creed, King Alpha and Queen Omega, as way before 2003. Father and Mother of creation. These are things we say. We start and end every service with this, King Alpha and Queen Omega, Father and Mother of creation. When you sing our hymns, 7 hymns go up a service, every hymn come down with going into Zion, which say the exact same thing. King Alpha and Queen, our virtuous queen. Oh, me, so what you talking about? We've always, as Bobo Shanti, I will ever defend that, because some ones does run the trap sometime, and yeah, I have to say it so, because sometimes we to be tigers, we just sit back and watch the antelopes just hop around in the field sometimes, but when you least expect it, man, another one bites the dust. So you have to understand what you're dealing with. When King Emmanuel from anciency exalted the woman even in our service order. So if the rest of the Rasta family just catch up with that because of Muta Baruka's pronouncement, well, I give thanks, better late than never. But don't try to link I and I as Bobo Shanti in that chauvinistic mentality as it relates to the woman as a god. We doing that long, long time. You understand? Yeah. So, yeah. And I go in King Emmanuel Tabernacle, I see Empress Menen'S picture all over, man. Yeah. So we give thanks, as I say, we're celebrating the Earth Day of Empress Menen'S. And what is high when it comes to Mama Menen'S, I want you to follow this good family to show the mystic thereof. We would have spoken of this before, but not maybe to the levels that we're going to go to it now. Now, let us deal with 1889. And we're dealing with the 3rd of April. So Empress Menen'S, the 3rd of April, 1889. Of course, it is said that she is of the family or the descendant of Prophet Muhammad as well. I'm sure you would have heard that. Now, interestingly, she actually became Empress of Ethiopia for her Earth Day. Not on her Earth Day necessarily, but I would say for her Earth Day. And the science of it and how it would have happened is very mystic as well. So, 1889, 3rd of April. Now, of course, married to Emperor Haile Selassie I, married to the Deshmark Tefari, and of course, Rastafari, who became Nigastafari. But before he became Haile Selassie, well, of course, his baptismal name was Haile Selassie. But do you know, he took that name, Haile Selassie, officially at his coronation in 1930 on the 2nd of November. That is when he was crowned, coronation, corona, the crown. He was crowned on the 2nd of November, officially coronated. But he was emperor 7 months prior to his coronation. Remember, he became emperor when Empress Zaditu would have lost her life. And this would have happened on the 2nd of April, 1930. Follow me, family. On the 2nd of April, 1930, Haile Selassie I and Empress Menen'S would have become the new monarchs of Ethiopia because of the death of Empress Zaditu. If our mathematics is correct, Empress Menen'S at that time would have been 40 years of age. A number we can't overlook. Even today, if my mathematics is correct, on this Sunday, would be the 40th day of the Lenten period. We're talking about Empress Menen'S Earth Day now. Today, the Sunday, because it falls on a Sunday, the 40 day of the Lenten period for those who are with me. The 40 day of the Lenten period will be on the Sunday. And then the extra days carry you down to the Thursday evening and the resurrection, Good Friday. High mathematics, deep, deep vibes. The extra 5 days of Adam and what the good Abba Eyesus of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church would have spoken to us about. So yes, Empress Menen'S would have been 40 years of age. That would be her age, the day she was given the title of Empress. The next day was her Earth Day, and she would have been 41 for her Earth Day. Follow me, family. You see the science. So she became Empress for her Earth Day, but in a very mystic way. Because those of you who would have sat in on our documentary, A Pedimac, which is the conquering land hath prevailed, and you should check out A Pedimac. And of course, remember, you could order the original copy of A Pedimac for yourself, the full version of A Pedimac. You could get it. I mean, if you love the YouTube version, I'd assume you'd want the authorized, official, every bit of it version. And you can get a Pedimac definitely by visiting, of course, our website, PriestIsaacInstitute.com, PriestIsaacInstitute.com, and ordering a Pedimac, or email us, PriestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com. But in a Pedimac, we were highlighting the connection with Haile Selassie's coronation and Menelik II's coronation. Watch this science, the man family. You know see what go on here. You know, watch this man. Menelik II, the great old granddaddy, was coronated the 3rd of November, 1889. Menelik II became Emperor Menelik II, coronated in Entoto, technically 7 months and a day after the birth of Empress Menen. Menelik II was coronated Emperor of Ethiopia the same year that Empress Menen was born. Keep in mind, you know, Empress Menen was 40 years of age when she became Empress, the day that the Empress passed on. And the next day, she would have celebrated her 41st Earth Day, which would be the 3rd of April, 1930, I'm talking about. Very good. Again, and because herself and Menelik II share that year, her birth and his coronation, it is mystic, because at the coronation of Haile Selassie I, which is obviously the coronation of Empress Menen, the day before Haile Selassie unveiled the statue, triumphant Pedimac of Menelik II. And then the 2nd of November, it was the coronation of Emperor Haile Selassie I. The next day, the 3rd of November, would have been the 41st anniversary. The next day, you know, check the next day science. The next day. So Haile Selassie and Empress Menen. You following me? Haile Selassie and Empress Menen. They were both coronated on the 2nd of November, 1930. The next day would be the 41st anniversary of the coronation of Menelik II. Menelik II was coronated the same year Empress Menen was born. And interestingly, same way Empress Menen was 40 years of age when she got the crown. And the next day, she was 41. When she was coronated, they were still in the realms of Menelik's 40th anniversary. The next day, the 3rd of November, would have been his 41st anniversary as Emperor of Ethiopia. So obviously, even on the terrestrial levels, the heavens still declare the glory of the Most High. But then now, as I said, it is more than that. Because now what I want to do is to literally show to you exactly what was taking place in the heavens at the time of the earth, the born day of Empress Menen'S. And not just to show you, but to go into the significance of the earth day of Empress Menen'S. So before we go into the heavens, let me just remind you again, family, to prepare yourself. Email us, contact us, you know the links, so that you could get your connection for this beautiful day. I'm talking about the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge presents Education is the Key. And on this day, we will be premiering, this is the international premiere now, of the brand new short documentary. You just got a bit of it. If those of you who are just coming in, you got to watch this video from the beginning, you know. And if you're just coming in, press the like button so more people can see it, and share the link. I'm sure you have a Facebook page. Share the link on Facebook, my family. Listen to what you just heard a moment ago. You must be saying, hey, that's some deep stuff. Share the link, all right. You know, and let 10 other people hear. Let 100 other people hear what you just heard. Let 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000. Let the word spread. Good. So we'll be premiering the international short documentary, international premiere, and the ancient city. And on that very same day, we will be relaunching our newly updated international homeschool program. But hear this now. One of the highlights of the day is that we will be also launching our certified Ancient Astronomy Course. Honestly, family, I don't think there's anything else out there. Yeah, you have astronomy courses, but I'm telling you, I don't think there is anything else out there like the Ancient Astronomy Course that the Institute has put together. Yeah, let me give you an idea once again. Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of ARCHAEOASTRONOMY from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information. Oh, yes, beautiful. And remember, all of that is taking place on the 30th day of April. You still have a few days to go as it relates to that beautiful day, that promotional day, the launch and the relaunch, and of course the premiere of the movie. Is going to be a joyous day. It may seem like, hey, just 2 hours, but a lot will be packed into that 2 hour period. Of course, myself, as I said, I will have a beautiful presentation that I will be making. Of course, the documentary, and at the same time, you will be definitely delving into what we have to offer as far as our astronomical courses. And what you were just gazing at basically is the introduction of the not archaeoastronomy, pardon me, of the Ancient Astronomy Course. And again, we do have an archaeoastronomy course that has not been launched as yet. And we also have the astrotheology course, and that has not been launched as yet. So, I mean, and these are beautiful, well certified courses, obviously. And you could see for yourself that the academics and the scholarship is well on point. So, it is something that you would definitely be happy to be a part of. So, just quickly, not going to hold you up too long, just wanted to highlight exactly what was taking place in the heavens, basically, even the time of 1889 on the 3rd day of April. And that is what we are looking at here at the moment, the 3rd day of April. And this would be again in the year 1889. Now, specifically, just have a look here. We can even observe the heavens going around. This is about 6 or so in the morning time frame. So this is stellarium. For those who are not too au fait with the heavens, you see the lines are used to kind of assist you in detecting the constellations. Sometimes we put up the so-called animal symbols for those who maybe need a bit of help as it relates to such. But we can say, and this is very important, let's begin here, that Jupiter was basically lodged in the Sagittarius constellation. This is on the 4th of April, 1889. Jupiter was lodged in the constellation of Sagittarius, which is the Archer at that time. And then you would have, of course, you're looking through the zodiac belt. That is the zodiac belt, is where the planets and the sun and the moon would basically pass through the zodiac constellations. You see Mercury somewhere in between Aquarius and Pisces. The sun, for sure, at that time was well lodged in Pisces to some degree. This is 1889. Then you would notice Mars would be in Aries, sharing Aries with Venus. Very, very important. Mars sharing Aries with Venus. And the moon also was in Taurus, even at that very same time. And what I think is one of the more outstanding issues here is the time frame, Uranus now, and where Uranus is located. I want you to follow me, family, please don't lose it. Where Uranus is located is basically in the womb of the Virgin constellation. All right, so we know who we're dealing with there, Empress Menen. We're talking about Mama Menen. So we got to be dealing with the mother of creation and things on a feminine aspect as well. All right, so before we highlight what I was just showing you there in the Virgin, I want to return to the part of the sky that is highlighting the horned creatures. and the horned creatures, specifically the bull and of course the ram. And Saturn also was in Kepra, which some people call the crab, Cancer, the crab, but it's really Kepra, the scarab, which is what they call Cancer, the crab today. Good, fair enough. Now, if you observe this part of the heavens, and this is where ancient astronomy comes in, because as you heard me say in the introduction of the course, ancient astronomy is astronomy, and in a sense, the science of astrology when done correctly, because ancient astronomy takes into consideration all things, the value of the planet, not just its makeup, but the value of its makeup. Now, modern day astronomy does that. It deals with the literal makeup of the planet and which planet has more phosphorus and which planet has more sulfur and the gas giants and all of this stuff. You don't hear that conversation in astrology. You hear that conversation in astronomy. In astrology, you hear the conversation of which planet and which star has to do with your liver, and which planet and which constellation has to do with your spleen and your heart and your lungs, and catnip and rosemary. That's astrological talk, but that's how ancient astronomy dealt with it as well. So ancient astronomy understood the value of the planets and where they were and at what time. Yes, ancient astronomy understood the value of the plants and how they linked to the planet and the constellations and stones and metal. Ancient astronomy understood that, just like modern day astrology. But the thing is now, modern day astrology has lost contact with astronomy in general, the mathematics of the heavens. And modern day astronomy has no place within its corridors for not astrology, but for understanding the value of the heavenly bodies and how they connect to life on planet Earth in all different ways. That is why you would watch the weatherman every night on the news telling you if it's going to rain or not, and he would never mention that we have a full moon. That has nothing to do with the rain in his book. You get what I'm saying? So ancient astronomy brings both together and throw away the rubbish part, because both of them have some ignorance. Astronomy, modern astronomy, has a lot of ignorance, and astrology has a lot of ignorance. But when you bring them together without the ignorance, you have what is called ancient astronomy. Good. So now, observing this through ancient astronomical glasses, this is very deep, family. So here we have Mars. Do you know that Mars is tagged with Aries? Mars, one is Greek and one is Roman. Which one is Greek?
Aries is Greek.
Aries is Greek and Mars is Roman, said the prince. So, and both of them are the goddess of war. Same being. One is Greek, one is Roman. And as I said now, well, I may not have said it to you, but in our astronomy class, in our ancient astronomy class, for those of you who would have been privy to it, we actually explain that these Greeks and Romans didn't just invent this out of their head. When they came to the feet of the ancient Africans, we were the one that taught them the characteristics of these planets. That is why they could call Mercury the messenger. They have a god called Mercury, and they named the planet Mercury after the god. Why? Because Mercury is super fast. 88 days and Mercury is around the sun. So the messenger Mercury in Roman theology is a fella, naked fella with some wings on his helmet and I think some wings on his shoes, and he's flying up and down the place because he's fast, like Mercury. But we were the one that taught them. Even before they could see Mercury in the sky, we were the one that taught them, well, that's Mercury, and its value is that it's very fast. That's Venus, and it's feminine. That's Mars, And when Mars is rising, there's a certain energy that goes throughout the earth. It's warlike. But we didn't call it Mars, and we didn't call it Mercury. That's their gods, that they applied that name to the planets and give them the characteristics of their gods. But again, they didn't make it up out of the blue. We were the ones that taught them that, the ancient astronomers. So again, you have, that's why you don't laugh at the astrologers when they talk about, and Mars is in conjunction with this and that, and is going to release this energy and that energy. Don't laugh. Many of them don't even know where that came from. But again, the science of understanding the value of these things, heavenly bodies, is from ancient Africa. Just believe that. The walls of Dendara, just believe that. So Mars is with Aries. That's some serious war. Empress Menen'S, Empress Menen'S, born round war. We talk of Haile Selassie during the Italian war, but Empress Menen'S. And watch this. Mars and Aries in a war and masculine. And look where the moon is. The moon is inside of Aries and the moon is still inside of Taurus. The moon and Venus at the same time, because remember, the moon moves swift. The moon is very swift. So just like a few hours before, the moon would have been closer inside of Aries. And a few hours after, the moon is moving through the sky, going into Taurus. But Aries is just next to Taurus. And both Aries and Taurus are horned animals. Horns, with horns. Charging. Very symbolic, deep, eh? Charging, warlike. So you have here Venus and the moon together, This Venus and the moon represents the feminine principle. And both the moon and Venus are in the horned constellations, the masculine constellations that has to do with aggression then. And there is Mars with them, which is the god of war. So we have war here. We have strong aggression, rebellion, war, and we have a perfect balance of femininity and understanding and composure. Not just the moon and Mars, Not just Venus and Aries. The moon and Venus with Mars and Aries and the moon inside of the charging bull. And Venus, interestingly, in between them both for that day. This is the time when Empress Menen'S was coming out of the womb of her mother. I'm just showing it to you. Those of you who believe in astrology, this is real astrology for you. This is better than the people then with the crystal ball and all of that good stuff. Now, what is interesting now, not as an astrologer, but as an astronomer. Follow me, family. I'm going to soon seal this up, but you want to hear all of this. Believe me, you want to hear all of this. Please hit the like button and let someone know that you're listening to the Tiger's Nest on the YouTube. This is not the Tiger's Nest radio program. Make sure you tune into Radio Anu. All of that link is in the description below this video. You go below the video and look for Radio Anu and press the link. And every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m., we are Tiger's Nest, Radio Anu style, beautiful vibration. Now, Virgo. Virgo is the woman. Empress Menen'S, the woman, the mother of creation. She's at the center of the sky. When the sun is in her, it is the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. Yeah. the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. But she does represent new life. The sun comes into her during that time, around the 21st day of September. It's equal day and night. Good. You will notice that Uranus, the planet, is right in the center of of uh, of Virgo. Now, Uranus itself is, because of its distance and everything, appears to move very slowly. So, like right now, Uranus is in Aries. I would have done a program about a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half, and I was explaining why Uranus would be in Aries for a long time. So where Uranus is now in the next, maybe 10 years, you could say Uranus is still there, where you have planets moving every night. Jupiter is getting closer to the sun. Jupiter will soon be behind the sun next year. Jupiter is one side. Last year, Jupiter and Saturn were together. So they're just moving in and out of a next constellation, retrograde, and all of that. Uranus appears to move very slowly. So for Uranus to move from one constellation to the other, it takes like almost a year plus. Okay, for example, look at Uranus here in Virgo. You see this. This is 1889. Let's just say 1890. See? Uranus, 1890, 1891. You're following? So at that time now, she's not too far from 1889. But in 1889, she's inside of the womb of the Virgo. In 1890, exactly a year, the same day, Empress Menen's first birthday. You see Uranus here, basically coming out of the womb. This is Empress Menen's first birthday when she's 1 year old. See the moon inside of the head, not the chest. This is just a drawing, the head of Virgo. And then, of course, in 1891, I'm just showing, you see Uranus here again, just coming out. So Uranus moves very slowly. It takes it 2-3 years to appear as if it's going somewhere. You understand? So it stays in a constellation for a while. So the point is that even 5 years prior, Uranus was on its way to where it was on the 3rd day of April 1889. So outside of the date, let's just check the year. So in the year 1889, 1888, 1887, all of these years, 87, 88, 86, 85, Uranus was on its way to where Uranus would have lodged in 1889. And in 1889, you see for yourself, Uranus is actually right there in the womb of the Virgin. In fact, in 1890, Uranus would have already come out of the womb of the Virgin. So I'm saying, listen to me good, that Uranus, to me, was really perfectly aligned for the Earth Day of Empress Menen, and to show you as she represents, Queen Omega, as we would say, the mother of creation. And we have that Uranus right is in her womb. The year before, Uranus wasn't there. And the year after, Uranus is not there. It came out. But because remember, Uranus appears to move very slowly. So Uranus, when Uranus is at a spot, is going to be there for at least a good 9 months, 8 months. You can be sure Uranus is still there. And in fact, Uranus is still in the area of the Virgin. It was in the area of the Virgin the year before Empress Menen's birth. And it is still in the area of the Virgin the year after Empress Menen's birth. But it's at the year of Empress Menen's birth that Uranus was in the womb of Virgo. Okay, very good. Now, we're going to be coming out of the heavens here now. Let me get to a very important point with you. And while I look for this information, let me just remind you again, we're talking about the 30th day of April, 3 p.m. Education is the key. The Precise Institute of Holistic Knowledge presents that. This will be the world international premiere of the short documentary Anu, the Ancient City. And as I said, we will be officially relaunching the International Homeschool Program and the launch of our brand new certified talking about Ancient Astronomy program. Okay, very good. I want to read something here for you. This has to do with Uranus. Okay. Let me see if I have it now. Now follow this. Now, Uranus now was discovered in 1783. If I'm not, or 1784, somewhere thereabouts. I'm not reading, I'm actually saying this off my head. And it was discovered no, 1781, I think. It was discovered by Herschel. Yeah, William Herschel, one of these fellas there. So let me read this here. Orbit and rotation. Uranus orbits the sun every 84 years. Hear that? Okay, good. In 2033, the planet will have made its third complete orbit around the sun. So that's in the next 10 years from now. The planet would have made its third complete orbit around the sun since being discovered in 1781. Yes, 1781. Good. Follow this, man family. The planet has returned to the point of its discovery northeast of Zeta Tauri. That's in the Taurus constellation, the same Taurus constellation. That's where they found Uranus, the same spot in the Taurus constellation, which was the same spot you saw the moon in the Taurus constellation when Empress Menen'S was born. But Uranus wasn't there at the time. Uranus was in the womb of Virgo on the other side of the sky, almost a 180, well, no, not 180, about a roughly a 90 degree. Yes. Now follow this. I'm going to say this again. The planet has returned to the point it was discovered. Remember, it takes 84 years to go around the sun once. Right. In 2023, Uranus will have made its third complete orbit around the sun. Just 3 times since being discovered in 1789, 81. So just 3 times Uranus go around the sun. In a sense, since it's been discovered. So in a sense, it's going to be, well, not around the sun, but it's going to be the third time it has returned to the spot where it was when they discovered it. And this is in Taurus. Twice since then. On the 25th of March, 1865, and on the 29th of March, 1949. What's interesting here? Uranus returned to the spot where it was discovered on the 25th of March, 1865. 25th of March, although that's not the date we highlighted, but that's one of the days that is seen for the birthday of Empress Menen'S. Uranus returning to the spot where it was discovered. Remember, it only did that 2 times. It hasn't done it the third time yet. It has done it 2 times so far. So in other words, when they found Uranus, it was at a specific spot in the sky, family. And interestingly, when Empress Menen'S was born, Uranus was in the womb of Virgo. It wasn't in the spot of the sky where they found it. But there were things in the same spot of the sky. You had the moon. You had Venus. In the same area of the sky where they discovered Uranus in 1781. That's where they discovered Uranus, in Taurus. When Empress Menen'S was born, 1889, no, Uranus was in Virgo. I'm repeating this because I want you to get what I'm saying properly. This is not an entertainment show. This is for you to, bam, get the point and say, wow, I get it. Because this is not a joke, Rasta. The heavens declare. I am telling you, I know this for a fact. Sometimes I hear people talking about all kinds of subject areas. asking the same old questions, trying to condemn things that we stand for, even as Bobo Shanti, and they have on our turban too. So the heavens declare the glory of the Almighty. And if you're not celestially literate, to me, problems, man, especially if you're going to try to contradict even what we say. So twice since discovered, Uranus has returned to the spot of discovery and will return there again in 2033. And the first time Uranus returned to that discovered spot was on what is supposed by many to be Empress Menen's Earth Day, the 25th of March, 1865. So on the 25th of March, 1865, this is before Empress Menen was born, by the way. And many articles say she was born the 25th of March. You know that, especially Rasta does said at the time of. And I'm showing you Uranus would have returned to the spot where it was found on her supposed Earth Day. Okay, the second time Uranus returned to that same spot in the heavens was the 29th of March, 1949. And Uranus will return. Follow this in the family. Uranus will return again to that very same spot where Uranus was discovered on the 3rd of April. You hearing me? Uranus will return in 2033 to the same spot where it was discovered on Empress Menen's Earth Day, the real Earth Day now. Imagine that. Uranus returned to where you discover Uranus thus far on the 2 days that people say Empress Menen born. People say Empress Menen born on the 25th day of March. Uranus returned to the spot where it was discovered on the 25th day of March. What are you talking about? We say that Empress Menen born the 3rd of April. That's what we're celebrating now. In 10 years from this day, 3rd of April, when it comes officially, Uranus will return to the same spot on Empress Menen Earth Day 2 times. Hear me, the man family. I'm showing you when Empress Menen was born. Although Uranus was not where they discovered it, but there were things representing Empress Menen in the same spot, Venus and the moon, where they found Uranus. And where was Uranus? It was in the womb of Virgo. The heavens declare, far right, the heavens declare the glory of God. I've answered many questions by just understanding the astronomical clock. That's why nobody can just come and be talking no chewing gum language to me. You know? Pardon me. So we celebrate and we give thanks for the gracious, Mama Menen with such joy and, happiness and, righteousness of salvation, Give thanks, as I said even earlier, Empress Menen even became Empress Menen for her Earth Day and fulfilling such a cycle of the 40 and the 41, like Menelik II with his 40 and the 41. If you're just coming in, you should watch this video again. And as today being the Sunday, we're in the 40th day of that Lent now. It's time to go home as we're looking to seal up the resurrection. Yeah, man, family, what a joy. Again, I'm reminding you, what's the date? The 30th of April. Write it down. It's a Sunday afternoon. And we're talking about from 3 to 5, just 2 hours. Just 2 hours. It's an open door policy. you're coming into the Institute, and we're going to be showing you what we have to offer. We're going to have a beautiful premiere, the video launch premiere of Anu, was a Pedimac, Anu, a short documentary, Anu, the ancient city, produced and prepared by the Honorable Prince Alamase. And at the same time, it's going to be a wonderful sit down, man. You need to get, you got a bit of that earlier. And from time to time, lead it up to such, I will give you a little piece here and there. And I'm hoping for everyone to be in the house. Of course, it's going to be free. You don't have to pay to come in. You just got to get your Zoom link, because it's not going to be on YouTube and none of that stuff. Only maybe afterwards, bits and pieces will be uploaded. That day, we will be launching we'll be relaunching the international homeschool program for sure. So you all parents, you want to be a part of that. You want to see what you really get when you become a part of the international homeschool program. And you better believe it, we're going to be having specials for that day. So just make up your mind to come in for that day. And of course, after the day, the specials will fly away. That's how it is sometimes. But remember for sure now that we will be launching also our certified Ancient Astronomy Course, which everyone would want to be a part of. Family, give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, King Selassie, Jah Rastafari. It is ever blessed.